Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Running, running, no. Keep running.
My God, One Piece fans, I am super excited to talk about this chapter. There are so many things going on in this chapter, so many questions left unsaid, so many answers left unfinished in this chapter, and this is amazing. 10 out of 10. Bro, let's just dive into the chapter, bro. So let's start off with a cover story. Now, if you know about turtles when they first hatch, they are easy pickings when they get out of their egg, bro. Like, I'm telling you, it be Seahawks, all type of predators coming after them before they get to the sea. It's really sad. It's just like, really, the strongest turtles survive when they hatch from their egg. But listen, I want to get to the chapter, right? This chapter was amazing. So we start off with Cobra actually seeing Imu take the throne, and Cobra is shocked. Cobra is like starstruck, and he's like basically saying that there should be nobody ever taking that seat. And we opened up this chapter with Imu speaking, like having her own or his own dialogue, bro. So throughout this chapter, we see that Imu is talking to Cobra, and she has an old century dialogue saying thee and thou. So I'm thinking that, look, Imu is older than what we may think, right? We see that she actually talks to he talks to the five elders a lot. So she did not, or he did not have any type of dialogue with them to the point where she pick on their dialogue. No, she's not talking like the five elders. She's talking in her own separate ancient tone. And she says she has things to ask Cobra. And I'm like, bro, what is going to come out of Imu's mouth? Cobra's like, I already know the name Imu, right? So this 800 letter that Lily actually sent to her kingdom, right, got back to Nefertari family. And Cobra already knows about Imu, right? But then he begins to say it must be a coincidence because of the 20 nations, right? The 20 found nations, and then Imu interrupts him. Imu told Cobra, do not seek the answer, she would not provide it. So I'm thinking, like, what was it? What was that Cobra's gonna say that was so important that Imu was not gonna answer? Or what was the question, if I may add, because this question was going to lay out the foundation is who Imu truly is. What does Cobra knows, right? What is the coincidence between Imu's name and the 20 found nations, right? The 20 kingdoms that made the world who they are now. But Imu continued to answer what Cobra said with the D initial. She basically said, those are the people that oppose us, right? And the people who have the D don't even know what their name represents. At this point in time, I'm like, bro, there is something ancient about Imu. The knowledge about Imu is so ancient from the 800 century. It's like something about Imu is not making sense, because how is Imu knowledge about these years? Like, how can she age so slowly from other human beings that she may know about this, or has it been taught to Imu? But there's so many questions I want to know from the chapter that I cannot get a hold of. So Imu continues to talk about Lily and about her mistake 800 years ago. She continues to say things that's unraveling for Cobra, and Cobra is shocked to know that somebody, his ancestors, right, did something that shook the world, and it's still remembered to this day by Imu. And Imu in her eyes is thinking, like, it's like, I can already tell she hates Lily for something Lily did. And this, or as I continue reading, I'm thinking like, bro, something big is gonna happen, right? And Lily is the centerpiece of what is now known today to be taboo. But Imu continues to say about people researching the poneglyphs, like people on Hyrule, they made a mistake. The pirates, they made a mistake. The mistake of researching, trying to find these poneglyphs is so taboo to her. But Imu blames Lilith for everything about the poneglyphs being searched about everything about the Void Century being discovered. She blamed everything on Lilith, right? So she think it was this plan with Lilith. Maybe it was fate, but it seemed like it was planned for the poneglyphs to be spread out through the world. If it wasn't for her, this would never happen. And that's how Imu feel right now. She blaming everything on Lily. So as Imu continued to explain things to Cobra, the key things I can say she said was basically at the end of it, when she basically said, was the poneglyphs liberation, was it planned, or was it some coincidence, or was it some mistake? And I feel that definitely Lily was a founding father of the 20 nations. And I'm pretty sure she definitely was with the people that defeated the D, right? And I think that something happened where Lily wanted to tell everybody about this historical days, about this historical war. And Imu and company didn't want to say, like, no, we're not going to say anything about this. And I feel like Lily actually had plans on telling the world anyway. And I feel like her counterpart, her partners, was going to say no. But she felt the need that this needed to be explained to the world, right? And once she brought it to the founding fathers, her team who defeated the D, she knew that they might just kill her. And that's why she did not return to Alabasta. Definitely she was on the opposing side of the D, like, fair fought. They won. But at the same time, the way we won probably was not a great deed itself. And I feel like maybe this needed to be told. Now, we can say in history, there are things in history of America and all over. We want to wash things under the rug. And some people actually want to explain and say things about the historical of America and things of that nature. But people, it's not so bad to talk about it, what our mistakes was. And Imu does not want this mistake that they did to the D people, right, to come forth. For the people who could never, ever speak about it again, because coming to the future, they might want to oppose us. And I feel like Lily knew that. And I feel like Imu is so hurt that she did not see this coming from Lily. She did not see that Lily actually would betray her and, you know, liberating the poneglyphs, having information on the poneglyphs to spread around the world about this faithful battle, this faithful days about the Void Century. And I feel that Imu is hurt that she was so blind that Lily was capable of doing this. Definitely to her teammates, to her companions. And Imu is so hurt still 800 years later about the situation between Lily and the founding fathers of the nation. But Imu feel like in this letter that Lily wrote to her ancestors, to Cobra and his ancestor, the answer to this question, was it a mistake? Was it a coincidence that the poneglyphs got out, right? It's in this letter. As Imu was talking to Cobra, she asked Cobra, like, I heard you say all these things about Queen LilyD.Nefertari, right? Queen of Alabasta. But what is the true sender of this letter? What is the true name? And I'm thinking, like, what is Imu talking about? Can it be that Lily wasn't the true sender of this letter? Or could it be that she already knew that Lily wrote this letter? Or could it be that she knew the true name of Lily? Think about this for 1 second. For 800 years, right? 800 years ago, could it be that Lily was a double agent? Or could it be that Lily was a secret agent for the initial D letter army, the old kingdom that they once spoke of, and working with Imu? Could she have even turned her back to Imu and went aside the demonical army? Like, it's like, I can say one thing. She picked the right side at the end of the war. She chose to be on the same side of the initial D army. Imu so heard about this. Like, how could she double cross us? How could she be working with the demonical army for all this time? Like, that's why you see Imu is so hurt, because she did not see this coming, right? Maybe, in fact, I'm right that Lily is a centerpiece of the Void Century, because she was really working alongside the Demonicers army, and she was pretending to be with Imu in the 20 Kingdoms. And at the last minute, maybe she told everybody, you know, that I'm actually working with the Demonicer, and they killed her. There's so many things that we can say about this chapter, and that's why it's so good, because it's like, was Lily, this person, this queen, right, of Alabasta, was she working alongside the D monikers this whole time. Like, just to think about this, how she betrayed the people, or she was working with these people all this time and just was working as an agent, like a secret agent. Like, come on, bro, this is espionage. Like, this is crazy. This is like top level story writing from Oda. But one thing for sure, bro, you have to feel how Cobra is feeling right now, bro. Cobra is like, okay, that settles it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be able to leave this room alive. Like, he knew maybe going into this that he may die from this conversation with the 5 elders. And he knew that before the gates even open for he can come in terms with the 5 elders. So, like I said last chapter, I'm pretty sure that Cobra told Vivi the whole situation about Lily, all right, about the Alabasta Kingdoms. So his dying will live on through Vivi. But as Cobra asks Imu, if I tell you a lie, will I evade the blow, right? So I felt like at this time, Imu knew the truth already. Imu knew that Lily was a D anyway. So nothing was going to get him out of this, right? And he basically said, well, yeah, this is the ultimate taboo in his mind. So Cobra knew firsthand he probably wasn't going to leave this room alive. And he's already sick. His health was getting worse and worse. So I felt like that was the nick and cranny. That was the ultimate, like, okay, I'm going to do this because I'm not getting any better. I know I'm going to die. So that was Cobra doing his part. Sabo kind of knew that something bad was going to happen. And as Cobra said that the sender 800 years ago was LilyD.Nefertari, bam, he got struck by an arrow, right, that pierced him. He had to get him out of his chair. Like, bro, like, we knew they was going to leave, but to see the power of Imu and the 5 elders, that is top notch. That is top notch final saga of Oda going like 100%, 1,000% in this chapter. But we seen that Cobra got pierced by an arrow, a shadowy arrow, and Sabo come right behind him, fire fist, and he sings out a roaring fire blast, right? And he aimed it right for Imu, and Imu's silhouette just bit it, right? And then we see the 5 elders just get big and huge, bro. It's like these 5 elders, the silhouettes of their devil fruits, right? We see that they have the rage on clouds, just like the awakened form of Lucci. Rage on clouds, like the awakened form of Luffy. So you know they are awakened, and we see that some of them have like mythical zoans, bro. They are legendary mythicals. I can say one of them like an ox, and we all knew what was going on. Sabo did not kill Cobra. Like Sabo told Cobra, my enemy's not with you, it's the guys above you, the 5 elders. Imu, to know that somebody stands on that throne, the diabolical plan the 5 elders have in Imu, that's shocking. That's Sabo words from himself. And we see that Sabo is carrying Cobra to safety, right? And to see these 5 elders running after them in the silhouettes, like they're monsters, bro. The 5 elders are monsters. And the epicness of Cobra saying, listen, you have to send a word out to Vivi and Luffy. His dying will, his dying flame, bro. Like the dying will of D. Cobra D.Nefertari, bro. Like, we share the same moniker D as him. And Sabo go back like, bro, the D moniker, I remember that. Anything like, bro, this is bigger than what I thought when I was a child. And to see the little increments between Sabo, Ace, and Luffy, like, y'all have the same initial. Sabo was thinking in his head like, bro, this is bigger than ever now. What does D really mean? And I feel like Sabo probably can get that from Dragon, if Dragon don't already know about the D moniker, the D initial. Like, there's so many things in this chapter that's so overlooked. And for me to express my opinion to you guys, like, I want to share this with you guys. I want to share this faithful event with you because I feel like this is an amazing chapter. We get Imu, we get the Cobra D.Nefertari, bro. Like, this is so good, and I'm so happy that I'm sharing it with One Piece fans like you all, bro. This is what we live for, the world building chapters. This is the pinnacle of the final saga of what Oda is giving us, and it's a masterpiece written up. But as Sabo is carrying Cobra, bro, another arrow shoots up on the side of Sabo, goes to the out of his shoulder, and grazes, it seems like Cobra, or went through Cobra's shoulder, right? So I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, bro, like, this is it. This is where Cobra's gonna die. So how is he gonna die? The most impactful moment in this chapter was at the end of this chapter with Cobra and Sabo. So Cobra is hit. Sabo is hit. And we see Sabo coughing up blood and almost get comatose. So he's laying on the ground with Cobra. Cobra gets up and says his thing, right? But you see the five elders growling, so it covers it up. But this panel, we can see it clear as day. Protect the poneglyphs. Bear the flag of the dawn and tackle the world. So it has to be one thing. This dawn that we seen in the land of Kaido, right? The land that Kaido had, Wano, now it's Luffy's land. This dawn, right? That Toki was talking about. The dawn has to be team, the initial moniker D. That's what they have to be called, probably. The Dawn. It has to be them. But D could stand for Dawn. It could be, or like I said before, it could be the team Dawn, the family Dawn, right? It comes up again. And Cobra went out with a bang. Like, Cobra's sacrifice was not in vain. He went out with a bang, and we finally understand why Cobra had to live. Cobra had to go through this for the next generation. Cobra had to die for the re-erection of the Dawn, the D moniker, the D Kingdom, the Dawn Kingdom. Whatever that was said in this letter Lily wrote, the flag of Dawn will rise and re-erect. I can't say this enough. This chapter was top tier. This chapter was amazing for a reason, because of the Dawn again coming up from Wano. Now onto Marijoa's. Now into the mainstream of One Piece. So Sabo was seeing this. Sabo was like, Cobra, you have to like, bro, Sabo, this is gonna live through Sabo. Not just Sabo. We seen that after the five elders took care of Cobra, Wapol also seen it, and that's why Wapol and Vivi is with Big News Morgan. Vivi knows how to carry on Lily legacy, Cobra's legacy. We have to continue with the reverie. They say that Cobra's late, but no, like, this is the reason why he was late. He was already dead. And we see that Vivi's tied up by Khalifa. And we see how Wapol busts through, not before Khalifa and others could explain that, you know, sure, she's okay. But to see that Wapol picked up Vivi, or Vivi had intentions to leaving with Wapol, that's the only way out, right? Smart on Vivi's end. The biggest thing I do want to say is, like, how did Wapol team up with Big News Morgans, right? How did Wapol know that was the best plan for Big News Morgan, right? So I don't know, Big News Morgan's probably going to settle things out with having Vivi and Wapol go to the Revolutionaries. Be a perfect plan. Or you could stay with Big News Morgan, because that is also a protected place, because Big News Morgan always move around the world. He's never in one place at one time for long. So Revolutionaries or with Big News Morgan, Vivi, Wapol will be A-okay. Or with Luffy. But Wapol and Sabo, this will live on when these guys today are dead. This will carry on, right? The will of the moniker D, the Dawn, will carry on through Sabo now, Vivi, and whoever will live around those guys. It would carry on from now on out. The Dawn is being resurrected. The old year, 800 years ago, the D moniker will be resurrected from Sabo and Vivi. This war is not over for a long shot 800 years ago. It's going to continue through Sabo, Vivi, and Luffy. Lily is the real reason why the poneglyphs are scattered around the world. It's Lily. Lily is the real reason why the moniker D is still alive to this day. Right? It may be through ashes that the D moniker is not alive and well known in the world, but it's still alive. A little glimpse of it. Toki knows everything about the Dawn, right? She knows. She knows about the ancient past. She definitely knows. She was born around that time, so she knows about the Dawn, the flag of the Dawn. In her speech, she talked about the Dawn. But this chapter was amazing. I do not want to hold you for too long, because I can go on and on about this chapter. This chapter was magnificent. This chapter was the best chapter thus far of this year. This had to be top 5 chapter in your favorites. I'm telling you right now. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. If you have not seen already, check out my Face Off series. The link should be up here. Don't worry, it's my end screen, so just before this video ends, you're going to see it on my end screen, for you can click on it. Like I said before, look out for more from me, Monkey D. Cypher. I will see you again. Again, thanks for watching. Peace.